Hey guys, and welcome to my anime reviews of Assassination Classroom, or as I like to call it, Ansetsu Kyoshisu. I'm just gonna call it Assassination Classroom because it's easy for my English ears. Man, oh man, am I blown away by this anime. I'm trying to tone down the excitement a little bit, but whoa, it was so much better than I expected going into it. Really was. Really was. So what happens is this yellow mutant blows up 75% of the moon. So like a huge, it's just a crescent now, but a huge portion of the moon blown up, gone away, and everyone on Earth is freaking out. So this yellow mutant comes down to Earth and he tells the government officials and stuff that, yeah, I'm the one who did that there. I blew up that moon. Yeah, about that. In about a year or so, I'm gonna do that to the Earth. So you're all gonna die. So of course the military and government do everything they can to try and kill him, but it doesn't work. The thing about this yellow octopus thingy is that he has incredible speed. He can reach up to Mach 50 speeds. So of course no one is able to kill him because he is too fast. So he ends up making this odd offer. He's like, I will stay on Earth and let you guys try whatever you want to assassinate me, but I want to teach this classroom of kids. So it's this elite school of like the top students, but they have this separate section called E-Class, which is in a separate building from the main campus. It's like far up this mountain. It's very separate. And basically it's the kids in this elite academy who just don't get enough marks, who cause trouble all the time. They're all shoved down into this E-Class where they're bullied by the other classes, and they're basically picked on as being stupid and troublemakers. So the government comes in and they tell these kids, alright children, this is gonna sound a little weird, but this yellow alien guy, he is going to teach you your classes for the year, but you are also going to try your best to assassinate your teacher. And that's basically where it starts. Already I was hooked just because of the so odd, weird creativity of the show. So right away in the first episode we meet our main character, Nagisa Shiota. He is a boy who looks like a girl, but there is a reason for it, and it's delved into much later in the story. Which he has longer blue hair and he wears it up in these adorable buns though. Like, I really want to learn how to do that bun hairstyle, but I think it's just one of those impossible anime things. Because I don't think he has really thick hair, and he kind of has like a bit length like mine. So, I mean, logically I could do the bun things. I just don't know how. So Nagisa and the rest of the students in the class are on this whole adventure to try and kill their teacher, but also, you know, learn for school and all those crazy little antics. So it can seem like a pretty funny sort of sitcom thing for an anime. But, oh boy, does it touch some really dark topics and have some really disturbing imagery. Like, there were a couple times in the show where my jaw literally just kind of like, at like what was on the screen, and I was like, oh my god. Oh! There's this one scene, well actually there's a few scenes with the principal specifically, that, whoo, like, the imagery is just, it's so dark. Like, the show has its lighter themes and comedy moments because it is crazy antics in a school, in a classroom, and with all these young students trying to kill their teacher, ha ha ha. But then it comes out of nowhere with this freaking, I don't want to say it, but it was really creepy and it caught me off guard. I wasn't ready for it, but it was also amazing at the same time. So the show does not take this whole assassination thing lightly. Yeah, it can be comedic for a bit where it's like, oh, they gotta kill their teacher, they gotta be sneaky, and he's always getting the better of them and whatnot. But they really take it to some dark places. Teenagers scare the living out of me. Other assassins end up coming in and trying to take this yellow mutant out. And you do kind of get to see the crazy side of the whole business, I guess, of being an assassin. is that there are lunatics, and boy do they do their lunatics well. There's like a few people who are just like downright just crazy. As for character-wise, they do that really, really well. The story is pretty great. In the first season, it kind of goes up. I feel like it dips a little, but then it comes back up good to the end. Season 2, it starts on a pretty good, and then it just goes up, up, up as coolness. There's like a few episodes that might like dull a little bit, but otherwise the show's story is pretty good and keeps me hooked. As for characters go, they do a very good job. For a classroom full of kids, they do a good job of trying to touch onto every single kid they can, so I feel like I got a better understanding and I know basically how how the kids are in the classroom and how they work along together. There's like 2 or 3 characters that like I still feel like I know nothing about, but for the amount of people in the classroom, they do a really good job. One of the downsides is that this show does have a couple tropes that I don't like, anime tropes and anime cliches, and it actually has one of the worst ones that I have a pet peeve of the most. The most pet peeved trope that I have is when a character comes in and they're introduced really cool and really like stoic and like tough and everything, and then they have their episode or episodes, and then by like 5 episodes in, they're suddenly the giant goofball. And all of like the stoic buildup of them is just kind of tarnished and trashed. I'm not saying it's a bad trope, some people like it. For me, it's like my biggest pet peeve trope. And oh boy, do they do it a lot in this show. I believe it's 3 different characters that they kind of build up with like this intense thing, and then suddenly they're either the goofballs or like they're almost never talked about again or never get like their own little special moments again. Or it's just kind of this whole build up to something big and then it kind of just trickles away or dissipates really too quickly than it made sense. But despite that, there's not a lot I don't like about that show. Even though it has my biggest pet peeve ever in anime tropes, it's really, really good. My favorite characters are Nagisa and Karma. I haven't even mentioned Karma Akabane yet, but he comes in and oh boy, is he a little troublemaker. He is a little jerk. He is just on the ball. He is clever. He's so devious. He is the piece de resistance of troublemakers in the school. He is scary also. Teenagers scare the living shit out of me. And I adore him and Nagisa's relationship. It ends up becoming this kind of versus thing in season 2, which is really, really cool, and they just do really cool stuff with it. Nagisa itself is actually one of the coolest characters I've come across in a while in anime, where I'm just completely fascinated by his character development. He has a really strong backstory and very powerful motives. There's this big reveal about his past where personally I would be like furious and just angry and so much about, but he keeps it so calm and he tries to be like the bigger man of the situation even though he's still just a kid. And it's really fascinating to see that like maturity in this kid and who he is. Nagisa is a very, very good character. Hands down, I love the guy. And Koro-sensei, the alien, he gets like best teacher award ever. He's this yellow guy where I'm like, I know what they're gonna do. I know what they're gonna do in this show. They're gonna build up these kids. They're gonna have to take them down. They're gonna make me get attached to him. And then when the season finale comes, something dramatic's gonna happen and I'm gonna feel bad for the yellow alien. I knew that at the start of episode 1. I was like, I know what they're gonna try and make me do with this. And they still got me. Gosh, by the end of the season, I was like, I didn't want this stupid sensei to get assassinated. God, this freaking show, man. Teenagers scare the living. I could talk about this anime a lot longer, but I believe I'm gonna end it there. And my final rating of Assassination Classroom, I gotta give it a 9 out of 10. So hit the like button if you like this video and comment down below telling me what you thought of Assassination Classroom. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like. Let me know down in the comments below because I want to hear it. I want to hear more about this anime. I am addicted. And as always, subscribe if you dare. And I will see you in the next video, guys.